Hello, dear friends. How are you today? I truly hope you're in good health, feeling peaceful, and filled with energy to enjoy this beautiful stage of life. My name is Dr. Andre, and I'm deeply grateful to be with you again here on our channel. Healthy at age 50 plus, a warm and welcoming space where we share knowledge, care, and encouragement for a healthier, happier life after 50. Now, as we grow older, our bodies naturally go through changes. One of the most common yet often overlooked is muscle loss. Gradually, we may notice feeling weaker, getting tired faster, or having trouble with things like climbing stairs or carrying groceries. But here's something important. Sometimes, it's not just age. Some of the everyday foods we've been eating for years might be silently weakening our muscles, especially after we reach 60. That's why today, I want to gently guide you through 5 foods that could quietly be diminishing your muscle strength, and of course, I'll also share some simple health tips and better food choices you can enjoy instead. So, make yourself comfortable, perhaps with a warm cup of tea, and let's take this moment to care for ourselves. A small, mindful step towards staying strong, independent, and full of life. Now, let's begin with the first food you might want to watch out for. All right, dear friends, let's begin with the first food that may be quietly weakening your muscle strength, especially after age 60. 1. Sugary drinks like soda and sweetened tea. Yes, those fizzy sodas, bottled sweet teas, and even fruit juices with added sugar. They may seem refreshing and harmless, but in reality, these drinks are high in sugar, which can lead to inflammation, disrupt insulin function, and hinder muscle maintenance. As we age, our bodies rely heavily on protein intake and insulin sensitivity to maintain muscle mass. When we regularly consume sugary beverages, we're essentially interrupting this process like trying to grow a healthy plant with polluted water. Many older adults drink these every day without realizing they're slowly losing muscle, feeling more tired, and getting weaker over time. Healthy tip from Dr. Andre: instead of sugary drinks, try these better choices. 1. Water infused with lemon slices, cucumber, or fresh mint. 2. Unsweetened herbal teas such as chamomile or hibiscus. 3. Or if you enjoy fruity flavors, try adding fresh fruits like watermelon or berries to water. These drinks hydrate your body and support muscle health without the sugar crash. That's the first one, friends. Now let's move on to the second food, which might surprise you even more. Dear friends, now let's talk about the second food that could be silently contributing to muscle loss often without us realizing it. This type of food is everywhere, easy to find, and for many of us, has become a go-to choice when we're busy or too tired to cook. 2. Fast food and processed foods like French fries, chicken nuggets, sausages, and frozen ready meals. Fast food may be tasty and convenient. It's quick, comforting, and doesn't require much preparation, but behind that convenience lies a combination of ingredients that can undermine our muscle health, especially after age 60. Foods like French fries, chicken nuggets, packaged sausages, or ready-to-eat frozen meals typically contain high levels of saturated fat, excessive sodium, salt, chemical preservatives, and artificial flavorings, very little protein, or low-quality protein. These ingredients do not support the maintenance or growth of muscle. In fact, they can lead to chronic inflammation, lower immune function, and accelerate age-related muscle loss. Too much saturated fat and salt can also raise the risk of heart disease and high blood pressure, which in turn reduces healthy blood flow to your muscles, meaning essential nutrients don't reach your muscle tissues efficiently. What's more, fast food often leaves us feeling full, but it's an empty fullness, lacking the key nutrients our muscles need, such as amino acids, vitamins, and minerals. Healthy tip from Dr. Andre: I completely understand that cooking every day isn't always realistic, but there are simple ways to make fast meals healthier without giving up on flavor or convenience. Try replacing deep-fried fries with boiled or oven-roasted potatoes, using a bit of olive oil, cooking your own chicken at home steamed, grilled, or lightly sautéed without flour or batter, making homemade nuggets from tofu, tempeh, or minced lean chicken free of preservatives. Batch cooking healthy meals and storing them in the freezer in small portions for easy reheating. This way, you still enjoy the ease of fast meals, but with ingredients that actually support your muscle strength and energy levels. So, That was the second food to watch out for. Coming up next is the third food, and this one may surprise you because many people think it's healthy, but if eaten too often, it could be working against your muscles. Dear friends, now let's move on to the third food we need to be cautious with. This one is especially tricky because it often looks harmless, feels light on the stomach, and has become part of many people's daily meals. But over time, frequent consumption of this food can have a serious impact on your muscle strength. 3. White bread and refined carbohydrates like white rice, biscuits, instant noodles, and crackers. White bread and white rice are common staples in many households. They're soft, filling, and easy to digest. But what many people don't realize is that these foods are considered refined carbohydrates, meaning most of their fiber, vitamins, and minerals have been stripped away during processing. Here's the main issue. Refined carbs are quickly turned into sugar in the bloodstream, causing rapid spikes in blood sugar, followed by quick crashes. This can lead to low energy, fatigue, and over time reduced insulin sensitivity, which is crucial for healthy muscle function. These foods also contain almost no protein and very little fiber, which means they don't support muscle maintenance or growth. As we age, especially beyond 60, our muscles require steady energy and high-quality nutrition to stay strong and functional. But if most of our meals come from foods like white bread, instant noodles, or crackers, our muscles are not getting the fuel they truly need. Even worse, these foods can create a false sense of fullness. You might feel satisfied for a while, but your body is still missing the essential nutrients, leading to weakness, low stamina, and even loss of balance or stability over time. Healthy tip from Dr. Andre. You don't need to cut carbs out of your diet. Just choose better types of carbs that work with your body instead of against it. Here are some simple swaps. Replace white rice with brown rice, black rice, or quinoa, all rich in fiber and minerals. Choose whole grain bread or sprouted grain options instead of white bread. For breakfast, try oatmeal, boiled sweet potatoes, or cornmeal porridge, and always combine carbs with a good source of protein like eggs, fish, tofu, or tempeh to help preserve and rebuild your muscles. The right carbs won't just fill your stomach, they'll fuel your body, support steady energy, and help you stay strong and independent in your daily life. So that was the third hidden food threat to your muscles. Up next, we'll uncover food number 4, one that often hides in snacks and comfort foods, quietly working against your strength. Part 4, the fourth food that can weaken your muscles. Dear friends, now let's move on to the fourth type of food that can quietly harm your muscle health. This one often shows up in the form of snacks, sweet, enjoyable, and comforting, especially when relaxing at home or spending time with grandchildren. But the truth is, frequent consumption of these sugary foods and drinks can gradually accelerate muscle weakening, especially after age 60. 4. High sugar foods and drinks like cakes, soda, candy, and sugary cereals. Many of us grew up thinking that a little sweetness won't hurt. But in reality, excess added sugar can have a major negative impact on your muscles and overall health. Here's what happens when we consume too much sugar. It triggers low-grade chronic inflammation, which can slowly damage muscle tissues over time. Spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels interfere with insulin function, which is essential for delivering nutrients into your muscle cells. Excess sugar often leads to fat accumulation, especially in the abdominal area, a known factor in age-related muscle loss and reduced mobility. And most sugary snacks are completely lacking in protein, fiber, and essential micronutrients, giving you short-lived energy but no real nourishment. The real danger is how accessible and addictive sugary foods and drinks are without realizing it. That daily cookie, sweet tea, or candy bar can become a routine, one that slowly eats away at your muscle strength and vitality. Healthy tip from Dr. Andre. You don't have to live without sweetness. The key is to manage how much you have and where it comes from. Here are some healthier options. Replace sugary drinks with infused water, unsweetened herbal tea, or natural coconut water. When craving something sweet, go for fresh fruits like bananas, apples, or a few dates in moderation. Read food labels and reduce intake of products that list high fructose corn syrup, glucose, or sucrose high on the ingredients list. Use a small amount of raw honey as a natural sweetener instead of white sugar, and always prioritize your daily protein intake to keep your energy steady and your muscles strong. Remember, our bodies may not be as resilient as they once were, but with smart nutrition choices, we can still maintain balance, strength, and independence as we age gracefully. Next, we'll talk about the fifth and final food, one that often hides in our daily meals and, if not balanced properly, can quietly contribute to faster muscle loss. Dear friends, we've now reached the fifth and final food on our list, and it might surprise you. This isn't a snack, nor is it fast food. In fact, many people consider it part of a healthy diet. But when consumed in excess, and without the right balance, this type of food can actually accelerate muscle loss, especially in older adults. 5. Fatty red meats and high-fat animal products like marbled beef, lamb, chicken skin, and full-fat dairy. It's true that red meat contains protein. However, when the meat is high in saturated fat such as ribeye, fatty cuts of beef, lamb, or fried chicken skin, it can do more harm than good, especially to aging muscles. Here's why. High saturated fat intake triggers inflammation throughout the body, including in the muscles. It raises cholesterol levels and increases the risk of heart disease, which in turn impairs blood flow to muscle tissue. When the body is focused on fighting the effects of excess fat, muscle repair and regeneration slow down. These high-fat animal foods are also calorie-dense but nutritionally poor, especially when fried or overcooked. What's concerning is that many older adults rely almost entirely on meat for protein, when in fact, low-fat animal proteins and plant-based options are just as important for muscle balance. Healthy tip from Dr. Andre. You don't have to give up meat. The key is to choose leaner cuts and add variety to your protein sources. For example, go for lean beef, skinless chicken, or heart-healthy fish like salmon and sardines. Include plant-based proteins like tofu, tempeh, beans, lentils, and edamame. If you enjoy dairy, switch to low-fat or non-fat options, such as plain yogurt or unsweetened almond milk. Limit red meat to 2 to 3 times per week, and always pair it with vegetables and high-fiber sides. Remember, muscle strength isn't just about eating more protein, it's about balance. The type of protein, the way it's cooked, and how often you consume it. Dear friends, these are the 5 hidden food threats that can gradually weaken your muscles after 60. You may not feel the effects today, but over months or years, these habits can lead to weak arms and legs, difficulty walking or standing, reduced stamina, and even a loss of independence in everyday life. But here's the good news. It's never too late to make changes. By making small, steady improvements to your diet, choosing foods that nourish your muscles and support healthy aging, you can stay strong, active, and independent for years to come. Dear friends, after age 60, every small decision we make about food can have a big impact on our quality of life. Our muscles, the very ones that help us walk, stand up, carry things, and hug the people we love, can gradually weaken if we don't take care of them with intention and love. Today, we've talked about 5 hidden foods that can quietly damage your muscle health. 1. Processed meats. 2. Refined vegetable oils high in trans fats and omega-6. 3. Refined carbs like white bread and instant noodles. 4. Added sugars and sweetened drinks. 5. Fatty red meats and full-fat animal products. But I want you to know this. The goal is not to scare you, it's to empower you. So you can make wiser food choices, not out of fear, but out of self-respect and care for your body. Strong muscles aren't just about strength. They are the foundation of independence, energy, health, and joy as we age. A final message from Dr. Andre. Start small. Remove just one muscle-damaging food this week. Add one healthier choice to your breakfast. And when you can, try to walk a little more, do light strength exercises, or simply stand up and sit down 3 to 5 times a day. A small step today can become a powerful foundation for a longer, stronger, and more joyful life. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share it with friends who also want to stay strong and healthy after 60. Until next time, I'm Dr. Andre. Stay healthy, stay strong, and stay hopeful.